Hi, everyone. We're so blessed and happy to have with us today Pierre Giroux, and he is in Cornwall at the moment. He's a great artist. I'm so excited to speak more with Pierre. Hi, Pierre. How are you?
Bonjour, Yapa. I'm doing
Bonjour.
fine.
So you're back to Cornwall, your hometown.
I am, yeah. Been here for a little more than 5 years.
Perfect. And I think you're making this wave, right? Everybody's so glad that you're here. You're back again.
I think so, yes. I've done a lot of work around the city, yeah.
So actually, for people who really don't know, a lot of information about Cornwall and your journey in art, can you please tell us where did you start and where you have been, and then why you're back? I mean, like, of course, you're welcome to be back, but I always have a feeling that everybody have a starting point, and then we go in a circle and we come back to somewhere we belong. So, do you want to tell us more about your journey, please?
It is funny how we always we sort of come back. Because I never thought I would come back when I left. I left when I was 18 to go to Toronto. So I've always been involved in the arts and sort of doing a lot of work. I never really had a proper job, even as a teenager. I was always painting and selling my work. But at the age of 18, I left to go to Toronto to study at OCAD, now it's called. And so I was there for 4 years. And my final year, I spent it in Italy, where I studied the arts over there. And in relation also to the architecture too. So that's where I was getting into my inspiration for my work, actually, which is, heavily based on architecture and spaces that we live in.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning this. I have a lot of questions actually about your relationship with the buildings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, that name's behind me.
Yeah, it's actually you okay, let's say, okay, because it's in my head, it's full of questions right now. So I really wanted to know the idea of, do you have this nostalgia of like, I wanted to go back now, or to relax, or I feel like I need to go back home. So what is home for you? Is being back home to Cornwall, is this feeling that you're more grounded here, or you feel more safe here, or you want to shine in your artistic way here? Or what happened to make you feel like, now this is the time, I want to go back?
The work, well, since moving back, actually, the work has become more positive. My work always has been a little desolate in its subject matter, like a bit of abandonment. But there's less of that now in my work. So maybe you're right, actually. I do feel more secure. Maybe it's setting up a proper studio finally in my own space, which has helped dramatically. So it's because I've always lived in like apartments. So now it's finally like I have a proper studio to work in and to keep it messy and the way I want.
Yeah.
So it feels comfortable, doesn't it?
Of course, I'm so happy for you. This is amazing energy. And of course, actually, seeing you in the artwork, right, in this amazing event that we will be back there soon, I always had this feeling that artists who have this amazing talent of catching all these light lines and make it so professional, and it's not like a photo, it's this professional way of line, right? It's for me it was amazing to see how you have this technique, and you are a very open person to talk to everyone, being in the street, putting your art with us. That was really, really amazing. And I want to go from here to please ask you more about how is your family, and how is your feeling being back with the family, with people that with people in the street that's actually happy to see you.
Well, the family's been very supportive, and my nieces and nephews are in town too, so I'm like the sort of kind of cool uncle where I could just hang out with them, and it's nice to share what I do with them, because I guess it's quite unique. I don't think they know anybody else that does, well, I don't know, a professional artist, I guess. So it's really, really fun to sort of share my experiences with them, and to have them sometimes in the studio and let them, just grab a paintbrush and help me out a little bit, which they have done.
Perfect. Yes, I believe that art should be everywhere, and especially for kids and anyone who wants to try art. Because you are, of course, a professional artist. But let's say someone doesn't want to be a professional artist, like a doctor, an engineer, and just want to have art in their life. How is you dealing with this? Do you think you can give art courses? Do you want to open workshops? Do you want to invite people to your studio? I mean, how is your vision to get closer to the people, which is not a gallery or a professional artist like you, but just people that they want to be close to art, not to be afraid, of being close to art?
Yeah, that's true. It's well, that's why I guess taking part in the art walk is part of that. Sort of share what I do. I do take in studios from students from time to time, so more of a one-on-one in studio to teach them art, all my techniques and so on, and everything I've learned through the years, because it's still a learning process. So my students get to see me ruin paintings, succeed in paintings, and I emphasize that you have to ruin a lot of paintings to become a good artist. But, which is difficult to do, or you have to survive through that. But I've ruined a lot of paintings.
Yeah, and I think actually teaching the idea of teaching this process, it's good both ways, right? It's good for you and it's good for your students as well, that they can see you as someone who are able to teach, right? It's giving. You're giving your information. You're giving them what they maybe make them their own artists, but helping them in their own way as well. So what kind of teacher you are? Like, you have to listen to what I say exactly, or you give them the space of just try to be their own?
Well, I try to be their own. I mean, it's up to them to progress in the arts. I try to give them the tools to do so. But I give them space to sort of, they have to struggle through it. We usually start with like learning the basics of drawing, because drawing is so important. Every painting I do draw it out in a sketchbook, and then I'll usually like grid the sketch and blow it up. But in a sketch, you solve all your problems before you start oil painting, so I find that to be very important. But yeah, we always start with drawing, pen and ink, watercolor, acrylic. And eventually, if I can get them into oil painting, that's my preferred medium.
Yeah, it's a hard medium as well. I was wondering, because I have been trying to see your work. Did you ever try collage or, like modern art, or doing, like different styles? Because of course you're so professional in this amazing technique. But did you try other stuff before?
Not abstract as much, no. I've always been, my work's always been sort of classic. I was classically trained, and I guess I've continued all this time, and I continue to do so, actually. And I'm quite obsessed with the work I do. It's a bit of a high. When you really get into a painting you enjoy, it becomes, it's hard to achieve that high, but once you get there, it's really something, actually. You feel quite at peace, and the painting becomes something like part of you, where you're just painting it and you're not really thinking about what you're doing. So it comes out naturally, but hard to achieve that. But it does happen, and it becomes easier with time.
Yeah, and it turns to be your own personal pleasure, right? It's a high level of meditation as well. When you reach this level of just being in peace, and you don't struggle to reach this, it just happened naturally. This is amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Well, even during these times, this has become like a strength for me. So during the pandemic, I've always been working alone, but now you're really working alone. But it's certainly a strength, actually, when you do get into your work. So the first month was hard, but now I'm right into it again. It's really funny. I'm
Yeah, I
really
think
enjoying
it's always a journey, right? It's never like there is no end for an artist or the art journey in general. When you open this
it.
door and you're willing to go there, but you knew that you want to be an artist since you're a kid, right? This was your decision. You
Yes,
went
it
to the
was.
college.
Yeah. Ever
Okay,
since
because
I
you
was
have it.
12, I wanted to be an artist. An astronaut first, and then, yeah.
Oh, okay. You're flying in your own way. This is also
That's great.
amazing. It's really cool.
Everything.
It's really cool that you found your own space, right? And good that you mentioned what happened in the last few, and actually we're still in, this coronavirus thing and the social distance, and we can't really go out. But I want to know how you survived this hard time by being alone again, painting in your own bubble. And when it's open, we know now that you have been doing great work. In where was the last exhibition?
So well, like I said, like the first month during the pandemic was difficult because you're walking in the studio and you're just not sure what you're doing really, and if this will survive. Or there was a lot of anxiety. But once I got into it and sort of lost myself within my work and became confident to do it again, it's become a sort of an obsession now. I do a lot of exercise too, like biking or I work in my garden. Well, my garden's really small, but you find ways to keep yourself stable as you work. So, and it's actually become. I'm learning to work even more professionally during this time, which
You
is
achieved amazing job. You achieved amazing job. I can see all your hard work is amazing. The whole thing. And I was just mentioning that you had just an exhibition very soon, right?
if I what? Sorry.
You already made a big exhibition soon, like something you put your all art in with a gallery here in Cornwall. I have been reading these
Oh,
articles that say you already established doing your art is out there and dynamic. We have this lockdown, not lockdown. Your art is there and people can see it.
well, what's nice is like I ship my work to galleries across Canada, so I still do that regularly. So I do exhibit around Cornwall too. Sometimes at some little restaurants and things like that. But right now everything's kind of half closed. But I do ship my work across Canada, so people like I was recently in Ottawa. I had an art show in
Yeah,
Ottawa
in Ottawa,
last week.
exactly. Yes, in Ottawa. Yeah, that's what I wanted to remember. Yes, it was in Ottawa, and it's working there, right? And people went to visit and to see what's
Yeah,
happening.
absolutely. Everybody was wearing facial protection the whole bit, but it was an opening actually. It succeeded, which was nice. And I'd never had a show in Ottawa, so.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's working. The journey is going on. Okay, and from having this experience, like there is no going out, and the idea of the virus, and everybody's a little bit worried or really worried about where the vaccine was going to happen, the future. I think for your journey being an artist and being able to go inside your work and do this amazing artwork and being able to put it outside for the world, do you think this kind of helping people, like for the mental health, for giving them hope, for whatever they went through, there's still art around us? And I think art is this message that we are going to be okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this message? Like you have been able to survive through art?
Yes, I have actually, and I hope that people can take that with my art. So when you purchase a painting and you hang it up on your wall, I mean, it's there for you to sort of lose yourself within that piece and give you strength. And I like hanging my work around the house, and also some other artists too, because you kind of lose yourself within those pieces, and it just transports you to that space just for a moment, which really helps actually. I don't know. I find a lot of strength within art. It's like walking in a gallery and being kind of transfixed on a piece, which whether it's like a Rothko or something like that, but I've caught myself where I'm just staring at a painting for 5 minutes, and kind of lose yourself within that. It's sort of like a good book.
Yes, totally agree. Totally agree with you, of course. And before we're, going live, I was wondering with you, do you think, of course, there is this point of view of the professional art should be in the galleries and we should go and see it there. And if you want really to have the piece, you pay for it and keep it for you. This is a way of dealing with the professional art. And there is as well another way of dealing with art, which is, yes, we can have the professional original piece, but as well we can print it in our t-shirts or have it in the wall like a copy or something. Do you think you're open for the second way of dealing with art? Because I was thinking, if people cannot afford paying for an original piece, do you think we can just make it for the new calendar to give them hope for, or put it in Cornwall? I know that you have some work have been in the city all over, and yes, please, if you please just share with us more about this idea, and what about your art who are all over the city? What is the story in here?
Well, I have done a lot of art for the city. It's basically the historical walking tour, it's called. So it's historical plaques that we've created that I embedded created paintings for. And the basis of these plaques are these paintings. We've done 40 of them, which is around the city. So that's been one way to share my art. And especially during COVID, people have been thanking me and the other people that I've worked on this project, because there's people looking at these historical plaques in the parks now, and because the parks are being used a little more. And it's a way to reflect upon the history of the city and enjoy art at the same time. So yes, not everybody can have these paintings in their homes, but at least I do have some art that's out there that people can actually see and sort of enjoy. But it's been fun to talk to people who have enjoyed these historical plaques, and hopefully we might have some more coming out in the future. So.
Yeah, that would be amazing. And are you like more open to do it more simple? Like, can we have it for the new calendar? Can we have it in our coffee mug with something for Cornwall city? And I know it's also art. It's just a different way of dealing with art. Because I don't think there is a high art and a low art. It's just art, right?
It's just art. Yeah.
But how you feel about having your art in a coffee mug or in a T-shirt written in it Cornwall or something like hope and light?
Why not? I mean, I've considered it, but we've done calendars with the imagery that I've done for the historical plaques. So there's sort of like these watercolors of old sceneries from around Cornwall. It would be a good idea actually to have that on mugs and other things too, and promote the city through art.
Yes, please. Yeah.
My historical rooms, I don't know. I've never pictured it on a mug or anything like that. I don't know if anybody would really enjoy it like that, but maybe. I don't know.
I think it would be a great project. And you know what? I was thinking all the time that we might, because everybody have their own art in the way that they look, they choose their clothes. We might try to put your fine art in a very simple way that everybody can taste it and deal with it normally, like in a small bag or on a T-shirt. We can wear it, I don't know, for some festival in Cornwall, or to support the city, support the people, and what's happening with this COVID thingy. I think it will be a great idea. So yeah, let's keep brainstorming and think how can we make more art and easy to for people to just touch and taste.
Yeah,
and affordable as well, right?
Yeah. I hope so. I usually leave it to other people. I'm terrible at promoting myself, so.
Okay, I will have this project then working out. I will write it down and I'll try to make it happen. Yes, believe me. Yeah, why not? I mean, like, this is the way I think that art is really helping and being there for everyone. And
Yeah.
because you see, we have been talking about how, for example, you put this your amazing piece in the mental health hospital.
Mhm.
And why, for example, like if we talk about this idea, why everyone needs art in their homes, why we need to see it in the hospitals, in hotels, even in entrance, because there is a message. There is a message from having this art around us. It makes us calm. It makes us feel better. There is something is happening when you deal with art. And I think from here, if we make it more simple, it could be, not going up or low. It will be just for everyone to deal with. This is how I believe in art.
Yeah, there's sort of ways to share it more. Well, it's certainly shared online. I mean, my goodness, it's you have to maintain your website, and the galleries promote it too online through different methods and stuff. So I let them deal with that part of things because I really don't want to think of that. I just want to concentrate on the work in the studio. So I always let other people sort of deal with those aspects of promoting it.
Yeah, like you as well, right? I am just doing the art, which is amazing. You put all your energy, and this is why it's so beautiful, and it's really touching the heart immediately with this the light. I want to speak with you more actually about how do you see the light in and how you can just take it and put it there, and it looks super alive. And do you think about the people in your paintings? We don't see a lot of people. It's only the places, right? The rooms, the buildings. What is the story behind this?
One could look at the chairs because I use a lot of chairs in my paintings. So you can look at that because I was classically trained in figurative painting and figurative drawing, so classical drawing of people. But the chairs reflect people in my paintings, I guess. So it's sort of a way to put people in the paintings without putting people in the paintings.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I know it sounds funny, but the light is a feeling. That is hard to sort of find a balance in a painting. If you put too much light or too little, it's sort of a push and pull. So I'll spend sometimes weeks on a painting, off and on, sort of adjusting the light, trying to find that balance. And once you find that balance, then you know that naturally it comes together. That part's really bizarre. It's just sort of because you always wonder when a painting is finished, and that's just a gut feeling. But it's about getting that proper lighting in the piece, and it could be sort of in relation to the colors that are in the painting too.
Yeah, it's
And
actually amazing. It's the balance and your feelings that is there. And for me, it's always, I think it gives me hope when I see the light from the first time I saw your work. And I wanted to please take your permission that after the interview, I would love to share your website and links for your artwork and the galleries you have been dealing with. And I will just put it under the interview for people who wants to connect with you more, for students who are actually have to take this chance if they have the time and the passion to learn, to contact you. And yes, it will be an honor to have a session with you to learn. For me as well, I would love to. Yes, please.
absolutely.
I think if you have been my teacher in my college, oh my God, I think I will be much more in to make the... Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hope I'm not too old to learn now, but art is open for everyone and different ages. So everybody's welcome to learn, right?
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You will be a great teacher. I don't have any doubts. So I am inviting everyone who wants to know more. And again, art is a pleasure. You don't have to be a professional artist after 2-3 sessions. It's the journey of your life. So just go and taste some art and take a pleasure. It's like as well healing for everyone's soul, as we're doing yoga, listening to music, or trying to keep our mental health okay in this time. Doing art as well will really help. So it's an open invitation to contact Pierre, please, guys. I will be there, and I will send you pictures and Instagram and stuff, telling you how I'm not really I will share my story later about the oil paint. But yeah, it's actually really hard to know when you stop. It's impossible to know when you should stop. So the last question, because I don't want to take longer time, but of course I would love to speak with you more and more. It's really nice talking with you. So I wanted to know if you have some future projects in, like in process at the moment.
Well, I do. I always have a couple of commissions on the go too. So I do have some clients that have commissioned me to do paintings similar to what you see behind me for their homes. So I work on that, and also potentially, hopefully, some more historical plaques in the future, but more for the general area around Cornwall, so the SD&G area. Mm-hmm. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. And apart from that, I'm just supplying the galleries right now. So just painting and shipping the work out to the galleries. So nothing major at the moment. But.
Yeah, and a baby project that we're going to work to make it happen, affordable for everyone, T-shirt or small tiny bags for everyone from one piece of your work, right? I hope. I will write it and send it to you. I hope we will find a sponsor and we can make it happen. So everybody can enjoy, having a piece of the work, like, affordable for everyone. That would be really nice to put art everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. That was really amazing. I'm actually so excited to see more of your work, and maybe we can shoot more while you're teaching someone if you're gonna open your secrets, and we can see more when you're having a teaching session or something.
Oh, are you open? Yes, actually, yeah, because I don't share my process very much. My painting, I sort of keep it in the studio, but I can definitely share this a bit more in the future for sure.
Thank you. That's really generous from you. Thank you. And you know what? I have this belief that everybody can do the same kind of, let's say, a banana and apple, and we all were going to paint this, but no one can actually copy the other.
Yes.
It will always be different. And you are so different, and you're super amazing in what you're doing. So you don't have any worries. You will always be different.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. Thank you for being here with us today. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so happy that you're in Cornwall. And I'm so blessed to be able to see you in the street again soon, I hope, right?
Yeah. I'll be out the next walk for sure. So.
Yeah, and we will post about that as well. And I'm happy to tell everyone as well, we're going to have an interview with Kathleen very soon to share the idea of what is the art walk, why we're there, and why the artists are leaving their studios to be out and sharing with people what's happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Looking forward to see you again.
All right.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you.